Alright, what's up, nerds? So, Hopo Games just released a roadmap, and I decided, I should probably cover this and see what's going to happen. So, in June, we're going to get a new survivor, a new stage, a new boss, a few new items, equipment, and other things. So, if you looked at the previous leak before, provided by Wooly? Yeah, I think that's his name. He's been pretty active, and he released, or at least his friend, released some data mining stuff of a slew of, new items and stuff like that. So hopefully those come to bear. So next summer, Skills 2.0. So I'm assuming they're going to revamp the skills, maybe? Is that what's going to happen? New survivor, new stage items, etc., etc. Fall, we're going to get some hidden realms. I'm not entirely sure what they mean by hidden realms. Maybe they mean portals? Like the golden portal? Possibly? You never know. You never know. In winter, we're going to get Artifacts 2.0, so maybe they'll add new artifacts, maybe they're updating artifacts, who knows. And then 1.0, they're attempting to launch in spring of 2020. We'll get a new survivor, new stage, new boss, items, equipment, more. And probably a lot of bug fixes on the way. So let's go ahead and dive into this and see what else to say. It's been nearly 1 month since they launched Risk of Rain 2 in early access, and they think they can safely say it's been a crazy time for them. They have lots of exciting news that we're willing to share. Let's dive in. A better way for them to touch base with the community is to consider the candid thoughts from the development team. Oh, consider these. Okay. We'll be breaking down our thoughts into major and minor points. Okay, so cool. So, major points. Content roadmap. We already saw it. Forecast the image of matches. We want to forecast the image that matches those. Okay, interesting. Provide details. Okay. Official localization. Very cool. Very, very, very cool. Gilded Coast is unclear and unrewarding to most players. Gilded Coast is probably the Gold Coast they're talking about, right? The Gold Shrine. So it is a little unclear and it is a little unrewarding. You just get items and it's just a gold shrine, nothing's really explained. So they might be updating visuals, they might be updating some info in it, they might be giving us better stuff. So hopefully that happens. Just a pure buff overall. The game stutters when picking up items for the first time. I've personally never had this problem, like ever. However, I don't know, some people may have it. Some players are still being I've never had this problem because I use an SSD, so that might be why, but who knows. Some players are still being affected by the save file corruption, especially if the game shuts down unexpectedly via crash power issues. I don't have this issue, so that's not a big deal to me. Some players are having trouble writing up multiplayer private games. Again, I don't have this problem, but you might. And sometimes settings are restarting. I do have that problem. I do have settings, graphic settings, and control settings that reset sometimes. So that's nice that they're trying to fix it. Minor. Changes made to blazing affix monsters seem to be positive and feel more balanced. That's good. Changes made to freezing affixes are welcome. A good sign. Yeah, I like the freezing affixes. They're not bad at all. They're, an extra level of difficulty. Makes it feel good. Really low performance while some are not. I'm getting mediocre performance. At times I could be 180 frames, and then when a lot of things are going off, I can dip into the 30s. I usually don't dip below 60, but sometimes it does get a little hectic and I dip below 30. Noting Mercenary sometimes launches Greater Wisp brass contraptions in space. I've seen this. I don't know if you have, but it's funny as hell. They just fly off into space essentially. Noting players want the number of stages complete displayed on the HUD, please. Sometimes I forget what stage I'm on. Like after the first 3, it gets a little confusing because a lot of stuff happens. So once you get to like stage 24, it's kind of hard to count. Noting general feedback about drone TC280, AI needs to be improved. 100%. This AI is very lackluster. It gets stuck on ledges 24/7. It'll get stuck in loops, essentially just spinning in circle. Noting players want to include the engineer turret damage in the end screen, please, because the engineer turret does all the damage essentially. So we want to see how much the engineer is doing versus turrets. That'll help us build. That'll essentially just help us build better and path better. The game should ideally keep the difficulty that was chosen in the character select for the next run. Yes, because I hate having to swap from Rainstorm to Monsoon constantly. So if it just stayed Monsoon, much easier. Noting player thoughts about specific white items, APR, medkit, etc. feeling weak, we'll have to make sure the item Make sure the game isn't slowly power creep or continuously buffing. I don't think these have a problem at all. Medkit does have a slight problem. It's considered one of the weakest items. I mean, it's fine for like levels 1 through 3, but anything else other than that's total, you know, crap. APR rounds are totally fine. They feel a little lackluster, but I mean, pure raw DPS, 20% first and then 10% in sequential order. It feels really, really good. I don't know why people are complaining about APR rounds. Maybe they're just not very good at the game, but that's all I can think about that, honestly. Specific controller setups are missing glyphs. Glyphs. I'm not sure what they mean by glyphs. Maybe button prompts. That's what they're saying. Like press X here, and maybe the X isn't coming up. I'm not entirely sure what they mean. Stuff they're working on. Their first content update. Very cool. I wonder what's going to come with that. Maybe it'll be the new Survivor stage. Sorry, I just got a notification. Official language. Yep, that's what they were talking about. The localization. Updating the director to make sure monsters don't stop spawning late in the game. Good, because if once you I find once you reach around 240 minutes ish, it's stage. Was it stage like 40, 50 ish? Things stop spawning, and it's kind of annoying. You'll see like little glimpses of this around stages 15 ish to 20. Sometimes something won't spawn, but it's not that big of a deal because more things will spawn. But when the boss doesn't spawn, it's kind of hectic. It's happened a few times. Preventing monsters and bosses from spawning behind closed gates in certain stages. I don't think I've ever seen this. However, I could see it being an issue. Pinging issues. There are some pinging issues. The the tolerance on what to ping is a little too high for me. I'd like it a little bit narrower so I can decide actually what I want to ping. If I'm trying to ping an item next to a friend or a shrine next to a friend, sometimes it won't ping that. It won't ping the actual items. It'll just ping the person. So that's a little annoying. Gesture of the Drowned firing equipment every frame. Gesture of the Drowned has a glitch currently where it, like it said, it literally fires equipment every frame. So if you have something like the backup that calls robots, you can't do anything because it spawns 50, 100 into the game so fast that you can't do anything. Wake of Vultures granted weird overshields. I've never experienced that. Maybe that's what everyone's talking about when their shield like goes off the side of the screen. Maybe that's what they're talking about, but I couldn't tell you. And always, please let us know if we miss anything. Okay, so this was a very quick overview. We're probably going to see... I'll probably update a video. I definitely will update the video when the June patch drops, but that's not for a little while. Just to let you guys know, sometime in June through August, I'm going to be out in California visiting family, so I'm going to be gone. However, I'm going to create a little backup of videos to put out once a week, because it's like 2.5 months I'll be gone, so it's going to be a long time. So I can't really make a video every single day. I can't prep for that, so I'll just have to do one once a week. That's already going to be a lot of work on my plate. So if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and share it. Oh my goodness, stop texting me. If you like the video, go ahead and, share it, subscribe, comment, do whatever you want to do. I don't really care. And I will see you guys next video. Peace.